Yeah, we already spoke about a couple of things. A very short chat that we had earlier today. Where you are right now in the process of quitting smoking. It's a behavior that you no longer want to have, belongs to your old self. So you already mentioned a couple of things. I'll quickly go through them and then I ask you a question. So you mentioned like 8 cigarettes. It's a clear turning point, like eight, and then arriving there at the last one, there will be the last one. Um, like a
I
feeling
have
in
four.
four left.
Yes, four left.
Yep, that's
And
fantastic.
yes and no, because it's like the first time that I have seen them, like, and saying goodbye. I mean, this can sound very dramatic. I'm not used to drama. I don't like drama. However, the taste every time I see, like the last four cigarettes, they were awful. The taste, the like the sensation of having it in my hand. I know that that's the main reason. Like it's about anxiety and to like to accomplish the the task of having something in my hands or in my mouth. I know by my research and by my study, we are mammals, and something that we have to like the function of having something in our mouths. Uh, they took advantage of it, and they make a product just to keep people busy and making the bodies remember or think that they are with their mamas or that they like sucking the fingers or I don't know. It can be even something sexual, but there's many like symbols around the cigarette, and it can be many more. But I'm just tired of it. I'm just fucking tired of it. I know that I have some options that I have thought maybe I will like to have as I used to have before, like a vape or something like that. But I mean that at some point I would like to have that again. So I'm trying to stop making business with myself and
What is
just
it that
to
you
do.
want to have again?
Sorry.
What is it that you want to have again? Like you say after the vaping, or you want to vape? Is it truly what you want? You want vaping?
Yes, well, I used to have a vape and I love it because it was very strong. I love the nicotine hit that that like blows your mind. But at some point I said that's not good because I'm trying to recover from a substance abuse uh, situation that I had, and I don't want to pursue again those type of like rushes
Okay, so
or
what is it that you
or
want? What is it that you want? Do you want to vape or you want to quit?
I want to vape like from the deep because I'm not sure if I'm able to like to quit it forever. And I like
This is not
I
about your capabilities. This is about what you want. If
that's true.
everything would be possible, what do you want? That's the question.
That's a nice one. What do I
This is
want if I,
what you think you can, It's about, do I want to get like a dark skinned model, beautiful girl that loves me? Yeah, that's what I want. Like a girlfriend, It's like, yeah, I think she might not like me, blah, blah. No, no. What do you want?
no, I think that I want to quit it. You are right. I was right from the beginning. If I told you that I was doing some research and then I found you, I'm not going to betray that feeling because I want to quit it. I don't want to make excuses. And I know that that's like a resemblance or like a mirroring or like a reflection of many things in life. You just, you like, as you mentioned from the beginning, yes or no. It's something that is binary. There's no point in between
Yeah,
or half cigarette or something like that. No, I want to quit it.
yeah, because it's very important to understand with these type of things that, and I'll give you a quick example. I, for myself, quitted watching porn. And what is very difficult is to watch porn like once a week, 2 times a week, only as this, only as that. It becomes very difficult because um, it's like keeping like a small fire where it's like sometimes there's oil coming in, then there's the wind coming in, then there's a leaf, the wood burns a bit faster. It's very difficult to control uh, that fire. It's more easy to have like do what it ever wants to do. If it wants to burn a forest, okay, all good, or not have a fire at all, because then it's no longer, it's like a decision making, you know. It's very easy to make a decision. Hey, I go to the gym on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are my days. Those are sacred. No one will interfere with that. That's easy. It's one decision. Like, do I want to commit to this program? Yeah or no? Whatever it is good. But then it's not like a decision making. So, I'm waking up. Yeah, yesterday went a bit late to bed. Should I go to the gym? Yeah, it's now Wednesday. I haven't gone Monday and Tuesday. I still have Thursday, Friday. That's a decision making moment that every single morning. You see that?
Uh-huh.
And that's the same with the smoking and with the vaping and with the nicotine. It's the question like, do you want to transfer the nicotine to vape or do you want to quit? You know?
I got it. Like it this is my relationship with the substance. Like in fact, it's with the nicotine itself because yeah, I'm a biologist. I understand how all that behaves in my body
Yeah.
and nicotine it's very aggressive because it
Yeah. But
it
this is all
keeps
I get it. This is all knowledge, you know? Molecule.
uh,
I've studied molecular life sciences, so I really get it with the receptors and the nicotine and the protein and the cascade and the DNA and the epigenetics. I get it. What's important here is not that. What's important is like your behavior on that level, right?
it's been over the system, like controlling my system, even though my system is asking for it. I understand. So I
Yeah.
make you a question. How should I think, or what do you recommend me to think when I have those quick sparks of, hey, I want a cigarette? Because that's something that comes like from inside myself. Like this will be a good time. Like all the excuses comes and say, why not?
Yeah.
And that you understand me because you told me that you used to smoke, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I'm here. I I want to know what to do and how to control myself in that aspect because I know that if I get power over it, I can get power over everything in my life. And I'm
Yeah.
very powerful man.
It's about power. This is not at all about power. Because
No?
if no, because if you have the association that somehow you like to smoke, that has a reason, right?
I'm sorry,
It's
what?
it's like you've trained dogs, right?
Not really. I'm learning into it. Yes.
Yeah. Let's say that you have a dog and it's all the time around and it smells something, and it's you have to control the dog, control the dog, control the dog, or would it be easier to control the dog if it's just like listening to what you have to say, and the dog does what you want? There's not this distraction going around.
Uh-huh. It's easier, of course.
Yeah. So we look for that. We change the relationship with the stuff. This is not about control, because if it's about control, it's about the relationship with you, and the substance is still strong. It still has a pull on you. Let me ask it in other words. If you really have an experience where you take a cigarette and you do this and it tastes like dog shit, do you then still have to believe that you have to control that in any way?
No, I will feel very like weird because why am I doing that if
Yeah.
that takes That
So this is the way to think about these things and forget all about the nicotine and the addiction and the curing and the it's by psychologists, man. I'm not a psychologist. I'll change the rewiring.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good.
So let's do that, man. Um, what times right now do you smoke?
After eat with a coffee, when I walk, when I wait, when I wake up, before sleeping, when I'm with people that smokes, when I'm drinking, mm, or what else? When I'm reading, when I'm thinking. Like I made the cigarette like like a need for everything. Like, but it's not.
Yeah. What
Like
does it give you?
I have tried this before, and I like to write a lot, and I like on a poetic
Just a,
way. I
just a, so what does it give you? I don't need the stories. What does it give you?
nice. At this point, nothing, nothing. Like all my receptors are super saturated. I don't even feel what I used to feel at the beginning. It's just a stupid habit.
Yeah. But what does it give you? Like, does it give you like just a nicotine rush, or does it give you like something like relaxation?
Yeah, it removes like the that's ridiculous what I'm going to say, but it
Oh,
removes the anxiety that it that the same cigarette produces. That's obvious because I say I want to smoke. I have like I'm not smoking. Let's smoke to remove this feeling that I want to smoke.
yeah, no,
It's
no,
like
no. But what's key here is an anxiety. So that's a feeling. We are talking now about a feeling.
yes,
You use the word anxiety. That's good. You could have said like, "Hey, I need validation from my friends," or I have nothing to do. I feel bored. That's not what you're saying. You're talking about anxiety. So let now we're talking. You know what I mean?
yes, of
We're
course,
talking about anxiety. We're not talking about nicotine receptors. That's book knowledge. But I'm talking about you. You see?
yes,
So
I see.
that's great. We go one more, but we'll figure that out. Um. So my
Okay,
question: have you tried to quit in the past?
yes, I have tried.
Yeah.
I have tried, and it feels like a burden. You know, it feels like pain. It feels like God is watching me. Like if you
Yeah.
smoke, you are going to like to do not accomplish your worth. You're a bad person, and the feeling is even worse. And then the way to remove that awful feeling is say, "This is bullshit. I'm not going to stop smoking," and then I smoke again. I don't know if I say I make myself clear, or if you're able to understand that, but that's kind of awful.
Yeah. Yeah. We work it as well. Um.
So I don't want to feel that. I don't. I don't want to feel like that pressure. I don't want to feel that level of compromise. I know it has to be a compromise, but I want to feel that from my inside that I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I'm. That's why I'm like I agree to do this with you on based on the conversational hypnosis or try
Yeah.
something different because
Yeah.
I
This
can
is
say
not trying. This is about doing.
uh-huh.
Because today, after today, you will stop. Do you
Yes,
believe that? Do you believe it, or it's like, well, yeah, let's see.
after today I will stop. Yes, I'm definitely sure I will.
Yeah,
And I know that the like I don't know if you believe in I believe in things that are factual, and karma is one of it. And karma always tests you and say, so okay, so you want this, so the proofs came, and you have like to think wisely, because if you're not thinking or if you're not seeing the right, you will crash. It's like I don't know how to explain this in English, but like the words, what we say, or compromises, or like or judge or oaths, they stay in the air, and at the best convenience, in the best point, they like they put you on a trail or on a test. But it's your subconscious mind that is trying to like to make you proof, or the way I see it, to like to help you, because I don't see myself as an enemy. I have always seen myself as my best friend. Like to put myself into okay, so you want to quit smoking. 10 people are going to came with a cigarette in their hand, like to to make that value and make that word true. So yes, I want to make that compromise. I'm not afraid. Like I don't have fear from compromise. There shouldn't be fear about smoking or not smoking or quitting smoking. I don't want to have those feelings inside me. I just want to take a decision and say I don't want to smoke anymore.
yeah, yeah. Let's do it. So, um, what has been now so far up until now the reason that you said to yourself that you cannot quit smoking up until today?
There isn't. There isn't a good reason, a valid reason for not quitting smoking. I used to believe that that was romantic because that resembles or makes or bring the memory from my grandparents, because they used to smoke a lot, and when they're smoking I used to talk to them. But those are stories I already mentioned. Those
Yeah,
are just the stories and fairy tales about excuses to make something that I know is not good for me. And if I know that it's not good for me and I have taken the decision to do not do it anymore,
yeah,
then I don't know what else we need to say. I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, yeah. It's good. Let's this is like a talk to get you a bit into the to access the brain with having things about you already spoke about how in the past you've had some moments when you were smoking with your grandparents, right? And you had some moments and it was like all stories. You see that excuses, identity. So we spoke a little bit about how you've approached like the smoking up until now. So it's now really important to go from the conscious mind with all the knowledge with the nicotine and all that stuff and the stories, all the conversation stuff, to really go like take a little bit of a deep dive into the subconscious to see what's actually there for you going on the subconscious level.
I have found something more, because this is very like deep and personal, but I do it because I feel lonely. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that,
it.
yeah. Let's explore that. We will explore it, and we will get there because it seems like really something that's now already coming up. Because in the beginning was a very uh, theoretical conversation, but
Uh-huh.
this is like it's again you. We
Yeah,
already we spoke before about anxiety. This feels the same to me. Like this is really something that's going on for you, right? It might even bring up some things that are like
oh,
unpleasant to
it
feel,
will bring
maybe
a
some
lot,
feelings
because
of pain.
I mean, it's my whole life. When I'm trying to face my problems, I do it with the cigarette. That's it.
So
And
one more time again.
like when I'm looking backwards from my life from now, every time I want to face a problem with myself or try to talk to me, I have
Yeah.
to do it with cigarette. And that shouldn't be like the gatekeeper from my soul. I don't need a cigarette to talk to myself and to like to to face life itself. Like I know at some point it will help by the effect or whatever, but in the practical, it's doing the opposite. It's not helping me to anything. It's making me feel more lonely because like what's a fucking cigarette? It's something like you light and it vanish.
Yeah.
That's very sad. That's super sad. I mean, no, I don't want that because I don't want to face my life like that. I don't want to feel alone, like on a melancholic way of facing things because I know I'm not like that. I'm super good. I'm an easy guy. I'm super happy all the time. I don't need that fucking smell all over my body or my hands or my mouth, not even in my lungs. No, like you're definitely right. That's stupid. Well, you haven't said that. I have.
Yeah.
And and it's overwhelming to find out that I have never thought about it like this.
That's why. Because you never thought about it, that's the sign that it's coming from the subconscious. Because consciously you don't think about things. Because the
I,
hypnosis, the things are already happening, right? That's literally what you're saying. You never thought about it. Now you're thinking about it. And how do you feel about it? Like thinking about it now, that this loneliness is for you. It has been in the past like a connection with smoking. So how it has been up until today is like you have this cigarette here and you feel lonely. So it's like, oh yeah, I feel lonely, huh? Ah, how do you feel when you really see it like that?
you just made the clip. That's it. I mean, yes, when I have done it in the past, because as I told you, I like to write, and I think that that's like I have also to embrace kind of my personality that it's kind of melancholic, romantic. I love romantic music, to write poems, to do things that like I have to like to see that I have been influenced by the outside, like cine, books, movies, people, how things should be done, music,
Yeah,
like images. But it's just about stop like seeing myself there. I don't want to see myself like that.
yeah. Can you, by the way, take a moment to sit down and put the phone like still?
Okay, how? Like here, like this.
Yeah, with some light. If you have some light, like a good area.
Tell me yes.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Um. Yeah. So, what was it in those movies that you can remember? You know, like you say, you've been influenced by the cinematics, the movie, the poetry, the arts. You know, these type of creative things. What is it in there? The type of characters that smoke that up until then you felt like, yeah, let me do it like that, but now you're finding out it's actually not how you want
That
to do it.
that's kind of like French culture and things like that, fucking French. And the United States also movies of that used to be a lot here as well of mafia things, mafia and drinking, like danger, because like each thing in the universe has its own resemblance and symbols and their set and setting. And you where do you find the cigarettes? Like in those kind of places. And for me, like my good excuse, my good one was, oh, this is for my grandparents and this is for like a good memory. But I'm definitely sure that my parents wouldn't say, oh, my legacy for my grandson will be a cigarette. I don't
Yeah,
think that that's something that they would like for me.
Yeah. And what do you like for you?
I would like to be I would like to see myself without smoking. I don't know myself without smoking. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And I think that's more than enough reason to do it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you just focus on, like for now, like think about how do you see yourself without smoking? How does that
Wow.
look? What do you want to do?
I will see myself very successful guy, very clean, very healthy, not worried about in the future health things, not like being an example even because if somebody approaches to me for an advice, I wouldn't give anyone with an advice with a cigarette in my hand. You know, I don't know how you think about that, but I'm very exaggerated, over exaggerated sometimes, but I think that those kind of things help to like to keep thinking how do I'm going to quit smoking because I have to remember it every time I go to sleep and we make a lot of promises and we make a lot of compromises every day, but the next day comes with the sleeping and life goes on and
Hmm.
somehow you have to remember it. And
Yeah.
I need those tools and I need those resources to keep myself on mind and clear on the right path that I want to follow.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're following that path already because now we're talking about it. You're saying like you want to be an example, and that
Yes,
doesn't
of course.
with a cigarette. Yeah. What do you want to advise people? What is that about?
I don't know because I think that the way I see life, I have understood so much of it that I can save a lot of pain for everybody. That's the point of giving an advice, trying to dismiss the suffering from people. And at some point that's impossible because that's a law of existence.
Yeah.
Suffering is needed, but also compassion and trying to help the other, it's like the other face of that law. And 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 that's it. There's the only reason we're here
Yeah.
to help each other.
And now like you are here, you are giving someone advice. You are the example for someone. And you mentioned a few things. You mentioned compassion and helping the other, right?
Yes.
Can you relate to that? Like how that relates to being lonely?
Señora, sí, ya llegó. Eh, Give me please 2 minutes. I have to take the food for my dogs.
Yeah.
Mano, más si es nuevo. ¿Qué más, mi señor? ¿Cómo le va? ¿Tiene usted qué? La carnita.
Sí, señor, esto es el cilantro, cebolla, promoción de tomate, pastas, frijol, pollo, de patatas,
Y bueno, pues,
me faltó 45 de
sí, señor. Mm, ¿Cómo es que es la cuenta?
019, 40,
Creo que era 45.
son 45, 65, a ver,
Imagino, mano. Sí, claro. Sí,
por qué hasta la puta paisa de 5 días.
bueno, Colombia.
Es 019,
Ajá.
40, 75, 91. Es inversionista por yo sí, no sé, no.
Ah, espere que ahí. Hágale ahí.
Esto mismo.
Dios lo bendiga, señor. Es así, no tiene que ver con hablar de- I'm very sorry for that happened.
No,
We
it's
are
okay.
back again.
We're back.
Yes. This is like I have I talk a lot, but this is one of the most meaningful conversations that I have ever had with somebody in my life.
That's very reasonable if you have been doing it like that, feeling very lonely and everything. Because now you have me, now you don't have a cigarette. Now you're smiling. Now you don't need a cigarette to be happy.
That's
Let,
true.
yeah, let's go back to the question. So you mentioned that, like sit down again.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
um, you mentioned already like being an example, right? And how does that be like if you have that cigarette in your hand and you're an example?
Mm-mm.
Why doesn't
Like,
that?
well, I wouldn't believe on advisors of somebody. Like, I over exaggerated a lot, but it's just how you can desire the well for somebody else if you're doing harm to yourself. That's that has no coherence, or that has no common sense. For me, common sense is the law of the universe. The common sense is everything, and
Yeah,
it shows, it brights because it's the truth. So
it's the
I
truth.
think yes, like the common sense is if I drop this, it's going to go down.
Yeah,
Like it's common sense. Like everybody knows it. That's
yeah.
the truth. That's it.
Hmm. The cigarettes as well. Like if you try to hold them, like they also go down because you no longer want them. Yeah. How does that feel? Do they feel like true or is it like a joke?
It's also truth, but that way of thinking and keeping like that for like will help me to avoid smoke
Yeah,
because I'm like that's it. I mean, I don't need to make a monologue or or like a conversation with myself in my like inside giving me reasons to smoke. Like I don't want to purchase more. I don't want to buy more excuses. I want to have the determination to like to even when I start negotiating, I say, shut the fuck up. Like you already discussed this. We took a decision, and it's like
yeah,
the word of God. That's it. No,
yeah,
like I want to see a big no in front of me, and don't feel that that no it's against me because at some point in the mind when you receive a no you feel bad because oh I'm being rejected or oh I'm not desired
yeah,
and at some point I want to turn myself as I told you because I want to be an example and I have getting a lot of better this year like on the last 6 months
yeah,
with my body the discipline I want to be disciplined
yeah,
and I think that more the like the real beauty in life is not the beauty that gives you joy. It's the beauty that makes you work for it and the effort shows it for its own. You know,
yeah,
that's discipline. For me, discipline is beauty. And
yeah,
I have learned that with time. At the
yeah,
beginning I was not like that. I was very pleasure guy, very outgoing, ha ha ha. I just wanted to be fun and I thought that I was fun, so I was able to be everybody with it in every place, and I had to lost like 7 years of my life thinking like that to do not like to do nothing.
yeah.
And all those
You
years
learned from that. What have you learned from that?
that I don't want to be like that.
So how? So how do you want to be then?
You like that's something that I won't answer to you because I know everybody change and life is a river and you don't know where it's going to take you. But I want to be I don't want to do what I used to do before. That's it. At some point in life, you have to prove what you don't want, like to stop doing it and find what you want.
Yeah. And I get it. Like you don't want to commit to things like you don't know like how life will take you on that river. But if you could see the next milestone, the next thing on that river, like what do you see there? Even without telling like how you will live the rest of your long life, but what is like a next thing that you clearly see there showing up?
The same thing as you. I want to find a right companion for my life that
Yeah,
feels proud with me. That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. And how does that make you feel?
Amazing because I'm working for it. And stop smoking is something that is mandatory. That's it.
Yes,
And I see it through you because at some point, if that's your desire, you just figure out the same conclusion, and
yeah,
that's common sense.
yeah. And I see a lot of you're smiling a lot. You're like really like lighting up, like adventures, like coming alive. I have a lot of friends, man. They are all alive. Some are fitness coaches, some are biohackers, some are into stem cells, some they are like these high performance businessmen and they keep on going. Some are like a family man, some they have like dogs and they are connected to life. And what's interesting about them is that they really found that connection first within themselves, and then they can connect with the world around them. And that makes them feel so alive.
That's it.
That's it. And how do you think, like, if you see yourself like that, like going forward, like feeling that super connected with whatever what it is? It can be you have already have the dogs, yeah, like that. Like you already have the dogs. You see like your companion in your life, and you would ask that companion, let's imagine, who that is, and you ask that person right now, like, hey, how do you view me? Like, how do you see loneliness in me? What would the person say?
Well, I hope they don't see it because I hope there is nothing. Like I have to learn to. Well, it's not something that learns. I have to get used to be with myself alone, and there's nothing bad on it. And I don't need a cigarette to do it because on the past that was like an excuse, you know. So okay, I'm lonely, and so I'm lonely. I'm going to smoke. Nobody will tell me nothing. It's just me and my cigarette. That's it. And I start doing like I don't know how you call this in English, but where like when the mind starts to eat itself about things and thoughts, overthinking, and it was just a waste of time. It's a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of health. It's like I'm becoming the cigarette itself, vanishing in life, and I don't want to do, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
Like because you are what you eat, then you are what you smoke, then, and at some point, I will, if I keep doing that, all around will look like that. That's another law of the universe. That's like resonance and vibration. Things are like they vibe the same frequency as what the things where they are. If they are not strong enough to impose their vibration over the place they are. So if I was like going to the same places with the same fucking people that just smokes and do nothing for their life, at some point is just logic that I will overcome that again. That's why I came from the city to live in the mountains to have a life far away from that from the city that I don't like, that was almost close to destroy my life, and I'm trying to figure it out myself and recovering the pieces to see my potential because I know I have a lot.
Yeah. And what does that move from the city to here, where you are now? That's like a move you've already done. You already made it happen. What does that tell about you as a person, as a character that you have? What does that show? What is that evidence for?
You're sweet. That that's an example that I'm a person of action and I take decisions all over myself and I'm in control of my life.
Yeah.
I have to see those proofs and I have to see the good side of my story, not the bad side, because the bad things I already know them. Why I need to remember them? No.
So it shows that you're in control of yourself, right?
Well, quitting smoking will be a proof of it. I mean that being in control of like a person that shows that is in control, it's is like an aspect that has a lot of points of views, financial, wellness, outfit, or like the many things.
Yeah.
So if you want to control, it's not just about one thing; it's about many things. But if there's just one thing that you're not in control, you will never be in control. Like even if you have all other things good, just for one that is not good, it just don't work. So as you mentioned, you are in control or not. Is there is no point in between.
Yeah. And how do you think about now, like being in the past, like smoking, like feeling lonely? Like how do you think about it now in a new way that you didn't think about before? Because we already had a conversation for a while. We already had some new insights coming up that didn't cross your mind before.
Well, of course, I can tell you a lot of other histories. For example, I'm like I'm being honest
No, I'm
with
asking for feeling lonely. Like how do you think about it right now?
no, I'm not feeling lonely. Or
But
if I'm feeling
but
lonely,
now,
I don't perceive it.
if you think about yourself, let's say like tomorrow, like we haven't chatted for a while, you go to sleep, tomorrow you wake up, things from this conversation have been integrated. It could be integrated already or tomorrow or in the next dreams when you go to sleep. You wake up tomorrow and normally you woke up tomorrow where you wake up and you feel like the need to grab a cigarette and smoke because there is
Exactly.
this feeling of loneliness that was there. But now you wake up tomorrow. How do you wake up tomorrow then?
Well, I need to make a change in my routine. That's about routine and being disciplined because if I leave enough space to even think about it, it's not that I'm going just to overwhelm myself about work or something like that, but just the same effort and the same energy I just put it on finding a cigarette and lighting it up and walking and seeing the beauty Medellin, but I can just do another thing. Read a book, listen to a song, do exercise. Is about being smart, and I know that I can do it because
Yeah.
if I'm changing the bad things for the good things, at some point, the like the product or like the how do you say the reaction or the
Mhm.
consequence of it will show up, and then I will see, and I will take a decision about the decision that I took, and I will say it was good to stop smoking or not.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I believe about what I have seen on nature that there's going to be good things,
And good things like what?
like a better shape, like a better breathing capacity. I don't know, maybe my hair is going to look better. Many things. I mean,
Hmm. Do you
if
also do
if
you also believe that if those all those good things are like stacking up, coming in, as of tomorrow, because it will be the day you don't smoke anymore. Yeah, but can you imagine that the companion then also like shows up like this, like super easily?
Why not?
Uh, Answer yourself. Why not?
But let me rephrase your question because I want to see if I understood it right. So you're telling me if I quit smoking and in the same moment I make this decision, that companion that I want will show up, I will quit it for the rest of my life. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is like if you quit smoking, right? Then your hair will grow different. You will feel more alive. The smell will be different. Your um how you view yourself. There's no more of this feeling guilty about things. And that new person will be someone that I think like this future companion would feel very drawn to, right?
Like exactly. That's it. You have just said the words. That's
That
what I want. But
that's what you
I
want.
don't.
You don't want this loneliness how you've been doing it in the past. That caused you to smoke, right?
Right.
Because you were
Yes.
feeling disconnected maybe with some friends, with the movies, like, oh, the cool guys, the mafia guys. But what you really want is to have that companion. That's what
Exactly.
you really want.
I see it now. So I was hiding
You know, yeah.
the cigarette because what I really want is company and somebody that loves me. And I
Yeah.
thought that the cigarette was going to give me that because at some point dopamine, serotonin in the subconscious they work the same, but in real life it isn't, and it has nothing to do with it. You're definitely right. I see it, and yes, you're right. I just want somebody with like to like to be with.
Yeah.
So make a question. So if that person appears and it happens that that person smokes, will be the right person for me?
Answer it yourself.
So then it came where we came to a part of the conversation that for me is the most important, and it's about honor. If I'm honor, like if I have honor for myself, I will say no. I have to say no
And how does that
because
feel? By them saying no? Because you already before you had this idea of like the no in front of your face, right? How is that
uh,
saying no different now? If you see that no, like how does that look?
looks better because if in that hypothetical case in which I have quitting smoking and I have say no many times to myself, why will I betray myself just for somebody else? That has no sense. Like there's no reason for doing it, and there's many fishes in the ocean. Why should I think that for just one person that I like that smokes as well, and it's a pleasure or desire or whatever I feel in that moment, it's enough to make me go back a lot of progress. I think that nothing has the right to do that, you know? Nothing in life has the right to pull you back about what you have recovered with so many effort and so many days and so many times.
Yeah, because that's the hard work, right? That's the deep work you spoke about it before that you want to do, that you're ready to do.
Discipline, yes.
That
And
was discipline. That's the sign of discipline, right? Because that's the
but
man you want to be, right? The discipline. Like, give me one example in this world, honestly. One example. A person who is disciplined, that you know is like very disciplined, who does not have what he truly wants.
I cannot even imagine. Like, but you know, there's good discipline and bad discipline because purchasing a pack of cigarettes every day, that's discipline. Smoking every day, every 2 hours, every half an hour, that's discipline. But I don't see it like that. I see it like pleasure. But but now that I see it with like my open eyes, it's just bad discipline. I just need to change my habits and my behavior regarding it.
Yeah.
And with discipline, I won't feel alone because sacrifice, it's important, and many people are not used to it. But I know that you cannot achieve something really valuable without it.
Yeah.
There isn't.
What have you already tried in your life? Actually, have already done in your life. It's making a sacrifice where to get what you want. Like, give me an example of that one.
This living here in the mountain. I was
Well,
living with my with my grandparent that I love. I used to like I sacrificed my like being with my family to being with myself,
yeah.
and that hurts. But at the same point, it's the best decision I have ever made because I
Yes.
know that I can get better.
Yeah. And it hurts. And you know what? Tomorrow, man, when you wake up and you see that fucking cigarette and you gotta say no, that will also be a moment when it like really fucking hurts, man.
It will. Or
But you know what's the price of making those sacrifices. And you also know that's already your life experience. You have gone through these experiences where you, at times, it's like, it hurts, but there is something there, man. At the end of that river, when it's like flowing, where you have these fishes to choose from, being in that, yeah, being in that old in the whole ocean, that's you, man.
definitely,
And you know that that hurt is like temporary.
it is.
You also know that even in that specific moment, it may even feel like that it's gonna last forever. And
No, no, no. Because I don't want to see like to go on like wait, this picture is good. I think this will help you with your future sessions. Like in the end of my days, like 80 years old, I don't know, whatever, whenever I'm going to die,
yeah,
asking myself, who will I become if I will just stop smoking when I was 28? Something like that.
yeah,
I That's it. Like if I'm able to picture myself there and seeing and saying no, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be that person that makes that question. I just need to stop smoking and that's it.
that's it. That's you say a lot like that's it. So tomorrow you wake up, you see that cigarette, you look at it, it's like, no, that's it. Like, no.
That's it.
No, it shows up before you said like this, it feels like, yeah,
I'll say
that,
no.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for everything, but it was like not worth it. I mean, it's just like about making a business, and when you say it's not worth it, like that's it. It's
That's
many
it.
reasons that I just need to do it, and I know that will help me to be in control, as we discussed before, because this is further than that. This is more than just a cigarette or just a habit. This is my whole life.
This is your whole life. That's exactly it. But like for real. And don't no, but you see that smile. That's it, man. It's really like that's it. It is your whole life. It's not about smoking. It's your whole life.
Wow.
Because this is not about smoking. This is about the loneliness and the companion and the seeing yourself. You see it.
I see it. I
You
see
I
it.
don't
I
know, but
feel
you
it.
already said it.
And I think that like it hurts and it makes me want to cry because also I need to forgive myself for like for doing that. At some point, if my body will be like an extra head over me and will talk to me, will say, will look me like this, like like that, and I will say it. Really, I'm sorry. I won't like. I'm very sorry. I'm very very sorry. It was not worth it. It was stupid, and I was not aware. That's it. I was not. enough I didn't have enough awareness to say no.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, Rem, I have trouble saying no. You know, the same way I'm unable to say no to a fucking cigarette, I'm unable to say no to many toxic people that have had me a lot of damage,
Hmm.
and that's why I'm the fucking nowhere, because I had to run from it. And I know that if I'm able to say no to the cigarettes, I'm going to be able to say no to people. I'm going to be able to say no to troubles, to 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 things that are not good for me. And you're definitely right. It's about my whole life, and I see it now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I have never talked about it with anybody, because everybody will say, "Ah, why don't you quit smoking? That's disgusting," or "Oh, that's bad for your health," or whatever. But that's nothing, you know.
Shall I tell you this? You can smoke whatever you want. If you want it, you can smoke whatever you want. But now my question, do you want it? Because I'm not telling you you should not smoke. I have never said it.
And I don't want to feel again that pressure, because it's not about a promise about if I do it again, I will thunder will kill me or something like that. I don't want to to feel that. I just don't want to lose control again over it.
Yeah. And that's why I'm
Uh,
saying you can smoke whatever you want, and that whatever can be zero, can be a lot, but you have that choice. But you want to be a person who can control that, right?
yes,
And
I
you know
want
what,
to.
you know how much smoking fits with a person who is in control of his life and can create a life that you want.
Yes, but we go back again. I don't want to negotiate with myself. I want to be determined, and I want to say no. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
To say that,
And
that's what I'm saying. Like you can smoke whatever you want, but you want to say no. So that's the thing. I'm not
no,
telling
that
you. I didn't tell you at all to stop smoking. I'm only telling you, hey, what? That's what I asked you. Like, what do you want? Do you want vaping? Like, what do you want?
no,
That's
we it's very good. The conversation was just about how it should be done. And I'm not saying this is the final point, because I'm seeing through it, and I'm finding many things in life that I didn't know they were hiding in just a cigarette.
yeah, yeah.
And
That's why I'm saying
and
it's not about the smoking. It's about the loneliness.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So just to take a moment, like close your eyes for a little moment because it's 5:30. We gotta go.
yes,
You
sir.
wake up tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah. Knowing that there will be no more cigarettes there.
knowing there won't be more cigarettes there,
Yeah. How does that? What came up now? That smile. What was that?
because I opened my eyes. I'm sorry. Tomorrow, when I know that there won't be more cigarettes there, I won't have the need to have one to be with myself again.
And why is that true?
And that is true, because if I want to be with myself, I don't need to do harm to me, and I don't need to have like a sadomasochist relationship with myself, because as I told you, that was a masochist relationship, and I enjoy it but it doesn't mean that I have to do it to myself.
Exactly. So what do you want to do different then?
I don't know. That's something that I don't know.
Yeah,
uh,
you're an Just something like listening music, reading a good book.
Exercise. There's a lot of exercise I have to do.
Yeah,
Exercise, cooking for my dogs, going to walk with them, enjoying the nature, many things.
yeah,
Like the sun shines for its own, and the good things I will just find them when I'm there.
yeah.
Because all all I need to know is just what to do not to do that I already know, and most important that I can assume from this conversation is not knowing that I don't want or I don't have to do it. It's that I know now why I used to do it, and I know now that it was against my my self control and my authority over myself, because that fucking thing was in control of me. When I having cigarettes out in this house, I was going crazy. Like I need one. Like, and that feeling was the most motherfucking awful thing in life. I didn't like. I don't want to be dependent on like my happiness does not depend on that.
Hmm.
It shouldn't. And there's many things. If I find and I want to find somebody that it's good for me, I will love that that person thinks the same. That's it. And I know that maybe, I don't know, will be somebody that used to smoke before and now they don't, or they have never been. I don't know. But I just don't need that to be in between my relationship with company or or even with loneliness, because okay, so we are together. What we do? Let's smoke cigarette. No. I will say no. So Rem, thank you a lot. You have all my commitment with you, you know?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Like
Yeah,
it's you, man. You can do whatever you want. Make the choice.
that's it. I know. And the choice has been made. And I just have said it. And tomorrow there won't be more cigarettes in this house, in my pocket, in my mouth, and in my life. And I'm determined to it. Mm, no negotiable. Because I know that if I able to change that, and it's not me making like a business with the universe or whatever. I know that just things will get better because that's fucking bad. That's it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the price of sacrifice, that maybe feelings of hurt come in a little bit, but that's how things go, man. At times you need to make a little bit of a sacrifice.
a little bit, no, a lot, and I
Oh,
love to do it a lot, and I love to do it because, as I told you, nothing that is worth it in this life has been made without sacrifice at all. Because if
exactly.
you have get it without it, if you have get it without sacrifice, you will never know the real value of it,
Exactly.
and you
And
just will lose it, and you just will lose it. And I have lost many things in my life. You cannot imagine many things that just now I've seen the like what they were or the true value that they had.
yeah,
But there's no point on even thinking about that because there is no they aren't anymore. So okay, say no more. I know you're a busy man. I have to go back to work. When do we talk again,
uh,
gentlemen?
yeah. Let me. Of course, we talk about the work stuff. Let me know tomorrow how it is. If you, yeah, if anything comes up, just give me a call. If you want to share anything, just give me a call.
No, like tonight. I told you tonight I'm going to do the
Yeah,
research, like the seeing the way you've been working before. I have to see what you have done. You are here, like this is your business. I'm here to help.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
Let me send you some audios about that. I already made you like the instruction. I think was I clear? Like who we are targeting and everything, like the criteria, right? Where we find them, what to look for, and then send them the initial message with a follow. Follow and then the message. That's how I have been doing it.
Okay, let's see how it goes. I hope to learn a lot from you, and I hope from the deep of my heart that I can help you. Also, here in Medellin, if you have any questions or need recommendations or
Yeah.
anything,
What I
you
need is like what's a good place to buy cigarettes?
no, stop kidding. But there's no, no. You know how much fucking money I have wasted on that shit?
Yeah,
No, 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 no,
yeah,
no, 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 no. No, that's a no. I will write it on my hand like every day. No,
yeah.
like this. No, and I know that will be good. That will be amazing. And this is like if you want me to give you a testimony, I have a lot of things to say. This is one of the greatest experience that I have ever had because talking to you was like hearing myself through you. I wouldn't say anything more. Like
What it is,
given it
subconscious
is
reflect that.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
it. Just here I was able to hear like the truths, like the confessions about my deep like I was able even able to feel like the time they were like coming outside and they felt like very deep. That thing of the subconscious is very subconscious, like it's super deep because when we answer that's very like immediately like we don't think even what we're saying. But what I experienced with you, I have never felt before like that with nobody. You're really how do you call this? Hypnotistic guy? I don't know. How like
hypnotic,
how
hypnotic. Yeah, that's what it is.
hypnotic. You are a really good hypnotic guy.
Mhm. Thanks, man. I'm happy that you got it. That's it, man. That's it for now.
See you soon. See you soon. You won't be disappointed. I hope. And I'm very open to your feedback,
Yep,
whatever it is. And and that's it. Goodbye.
that's it. Ciao, man.
Okay.